The personal development journey has no end. A big part of growth is all about unlearning about yourself and quitting things that don't work for you. So in today's video, I'm going to spill the beans, all the bad habits that I'm not proud of and how I quit them. Some maybe you can relate and some are pretty personal. And I'm happy to share them because I hope you get inspired by the lessons I learned along the way. So let's get started. Number 1, I stopped using phone in bed. Let's admit it, everyone does that. It's a matter of frequency, okay? And since I moved out in March this year, I carefully designed my environment to help me sleep better. So I made it a rule to leave the phone out of the bedroom at all times. And I quite like setting rules for myself because I follow through pretty well. That also means that there is no charger in the room. If you want to charge your phone, you have to go back to the living room. And this paired pretty well with the 1-minute limit I set on my Instagram app and the 5-minute limit I set on Facebook. So there is literally nothing to scroll by the end of the day. I noticed that occasionally during my bad days, I still scroll when I'm lying down on the carpet here at night, but then after the limit pops up and I'm like, oh, let's just go to bed. Because you never get something good out of scrolling, right? It's just a fake dopamine hit. You don't get anything out of it, so just quit that and go to bed. It's a lot better for you. So I noticed a lot of benefits from quitting this bad habit. I have been sleeping more, my sleep quality improved, and also I paid more attention to what I feed my brain, information diet. Instead of scrolling, I prefer reading a book or just doing stretches or mobility work before I go to bed. Yeah, you can do this. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to spend like more than half an hour before bed just to scroll for nothing. Number 2, over-planning. I don't want to admit this, but I'm someone who has the tendency to fill up every block, every hour on the Google Calendar. Even on the weekends when I don't have to work, I still feel like there is somewhere I need to be and some things I need to do. And that causes extra stress that is totally unnecessary. I also noticed that on my cheat day, because I've been following slow carb diet and I really plan my cheat day. I want to have this kind of food adventure, I want to eat certain kind of food, and the logistics matter, right? Because there might be a bakery that is quite far away and I like to pair that with other stuff. So a lot of planning involved and that made me quite anxious if I don't follow through. But then I look back on this past few weeks and even months and actually never stick to the plan. So what's the whole point of over planning and worrying? It was a huge turning point for me when I noticed all the weather and the random social events that made me derail from the plan. I realized that it was all not necessary, so I just quit doing it. And now I really allow myself to switch off and to enjoy the flow and improvise like what I do for work. So I have been embracing spontaneity and I actually discovered more joy in life because I allow some space in my calendar to experience life. I just let curiosity lead the way. And since then, all my cheat days and all the social events have been more fun because I stopped overthinking and over-planning about stuff. Number 3, inventing problems. I think human brains are always looking for threat. This is something that we can never get rid of since the time when our ancestors were living in the jungle. So this year, I made some pretty substantial, conscious decisions to get rid of things that don't serve me. But then I realized I was still creating problems in my head, even after those things I didn't want in my life. There's just ongoing problems, right? And I'm not someone to complain, but I have ongoing worries all the time. It's like my brain just likes to pick the negative things, which is not great. So the turning point was that I caught myself doing that and I didn't feel good after even quitting all this stuff. So I started to identify what's under my control. And more importantly, I asked myself, what are the problems that I'm willing to solve? Problems are a feature, not a bug in life. And this year I was trying to get into meditation. I think it definitely helped me in realizing that a lot of suffering is like not necessary and self-imposed. So yeah, I think I officially graduated from this. I'm not inventing problems in my head. I try to just control what's under my control and under my influence. And I also think that gratitude practice helped a lot in battling this bad habit because sometimes like even for things I don't want to do at work, like some kind of report, and then I'll be like, actually I'm in such a privileged position to be able to help people at the front line, witnessing their transformation. So this report is just part of the job that I do, right? And it's a problem that I'm willing to have in life. So I just changed the whole perspective and I'm willing to just do the thing, which really helped. By the way, if you like this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Now, back to the 4th point. I quit emotional eating. I know it's a sensitive topic, but I really want to talk about how I felt and how that impacted me. So because of slow carb diet, I have certain rules. There are certain things that I don't eat 6 days a week. That means when I found myself craving for certain food because I feel stressed, the rules actually help me in determining what type of food that I can eat. So on most days when I'm not feeling well, I just binge eat some nuts and maybe cottage cheese, because within this diet I can't eat chips, I can't eat chocolate most of the days, which helped. But I really started looking into why I had this tendency to binge eat, and then I realized it's from a deeper root of problem, which is the stress and also boredom. Boredom eating is a big thing. I realized I do that quite a lot, especially during luteal phase when my body just craved for more carbs, but I couldn't. So I turned that to something else. But I really observed my behaviors and I noticed that it's that emotional discomfort. I wanted to avoid the thing, and eating is just a coping mechanism. Just like when I'm bored. Like I'm not even hungry, but I felt like I should eat because I felt that thing, you know? I don't know how to explain this. But what I realized this year is that emotional eating is a symptom, it's a coping mechanism. There is something within you that you need to solve. And the source of discomfort for me mainly comes from the stress from work, the tasks that don't spark joy, and the worries in my head. Or I was overthinking about how some important conversations could have gone, which is not helpful. But if you really tune into your feelings, you realize that there is something that you need to solve within you. And eating is just an outside part, if that makes sense. So my solution, personally, to tackle emotional eating is that most of the time we just drink ice water, it helps, and have a walk in the nature or do a really hard workout. It just takes your mind off things because it's all internal. And then from there, you don't feel the need to eat something because after doing all that stuff, it's just gone. And I also learned that you don't have to give into the physical sensation all the time. Like, it's okay if you don't eat for a while. You're not gonna die. Yeah. So, and the last habit that I quit this year is to leave gas in the tank. This is what I mean. I feel like this year I've been quitting things when I could have continued. And I don't know if it's a good thing or not. So I noticed in my workout this year, sometimes I just quit based on the emotional discomfort. For example, I just don't want to do the extra 2 reps, or I just want to give up the whole workout and just do something here and there because I wasn't feeling that, but then I was already at the park. I was just doing half-ass work basically. And then when I could have pushed for more, I did not. And I also feel like that happens in my career as well. I don't feel a lot of growth this year, to be honest. And then I felt like I was playing small, leaving gas in the tank. I don't know if I was really doing that or I was just being a bit emotional fragile. I just quit things when I didn't want to do it. Or I was just more intolerant to bullshit in life as I get older. I don't know. But I realized that recently from a gym trip that I could push more and I actually had a lot of potential in the tank. And I know that this could transfer to other life areas as well. So I just quit doing half-ass work and I'm very dedicated to pour more attention and effort into all the things that I care about next year. Stop leaving the gas in the tank you could have pushed. Don't waste time because you can never get time back. So here are a few tips to live a healthier life from all the bad habits that I quit. Number 1 is to start small and then build momentum, because you cannot try to quit all that bad habits at once. You can only do it one day at a time. When I list out all these bad habits that I quit, it happened gradually this year. I don't just quit it overnight. It took me a long time to realize my behaviors and make changes, and it's okay to take it slow. Number 2, replace your habits, don't just remove them. I did substitute bad habits with positive ones. For example, I stopped scrolling in bed and then I incorporate a mobility routine, which was motivating, and it just completely replace the old habit. So find something that works for you and gives you a natural momentum or motivation to do the thing instead of reverting to the old habit. Number 3, design your environment. This is a huge thing that I don't see a lot of people talk about. You want to make it harder to engage in the bad habits. For example, you don't leave your charger in your bedroom. For example, you don't put chips in your cupboard. The real battle is in the supermarket. Never bring chips home, then you will not eat it because you don't have them, right? You need to keep the temptations out of sight, and you want to create more friction and barriers for the unwanted behaviors. Number 4, practice self-compassion. There will be days that you revert back to your bad behaviors, but it's okay. Don't let the setback discourage you. Just keep doing your best every single day, and don't criticize yourself when you do that. I know you can be really harsh on yourself, but we're human, right? Changing habits require a lot of patience and practice and time, so don't be too harsh on yourself. Just do whatever you can. I hope this video inspires you in some way to look at your current behaviors, look at what is not working for you and how you can make a change. I'm not a saint, I'm still working on my overthinking tendency, but take it one day at a time. And thank you for watching my video about breaking bad habits. If you want to learn more about cultivating discipline and showing up consistently, you can check out my video here. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to join the community of people who are also trying to improve their health and their life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.